So as some of you might have recalled, in July of 2025, Advisory Board Crystals, aka ABC, collaborated with Marvel's Fantastic Four and Puma to release a highly anticipated Fantastic Four sneaker collection. The shoes were marketed as a raffle, with customers paying for the opportunity to win a pair. Even cooler, this was part of a bigger blind blister pack, so customers did not know what they were going to look like until they received them. Well, fast forward to today, December 21st. It's been nearly 6 months later, and not one customer has received their shoes and not really received updates in general. No official photos have surfaced of them, no confirmed deliveries have occurred, and the explanations surrounding the delay have raised serious questions about transparency, credibility, and consumer trust with the ABC brand. Let's get into it. The collaboration between ABC, Marvel, and Puma generated a ton of hype. They were limited edition sneakers. It was a raffle. They were combined with the blind blister pack concept, and that really just created a ton of rarity and exclusivity in the consumer mindset. I know it did in mine, at least. Customers paid to enter what was explicitly described as a raffle, not a pre-order. Keep this in mind for later. It's really important. Every participant later received confirmation that they had won a pair, which started raising concerns, but no one was too worried about it. How many people actually won a pair and got that email? So we thought. 2 months after the initial raffle ended, Advisory Board Crystals issued an email explaining the delay as customer tension started to rise. The company claimed that the shoes were being held up by customs and placed full responsibility on Puma. Now, at the same time, Advisory Board Crystals emphasized that this was a raffle, not a pre-order, pushing back against growing speculation even further from customers who felt that their money had been taken up front to fund the full production of the shoes and thus causing this delay. This explanation temporarily eased concerns, but it would soon conflict with later statements to come. ABC sent another update stating that Puma had finally shipped the shoes and that they were now en route to the Advisory Board Crystals warehouse. You see the problem with this, though? This claim directly contradicted the earlier explanation that the shoes had already been produced and were stuck in customs. At least that was the initial excuse months and months ago. If the shoes were now only shipping to the warehouse, that strongly suggested production had not been completed at the time of the raffle. The situation began to resemble a pre-order rather than a raffle, something customers were explicitly told was not the case. With the pseudo-transparency, it really didn't start to make sense, and the loose ends were becoming even more and more loose. ABC also claimed that they would financially compensate customers for the delay, stating that they were just as frustrated with Puma as their audience was, sending personal DMs, forwarding emails, and all around just answering constant communication on their latest post. You can also see that the comments have been limited on that. To their benefit, Advisory Board Crystals has always been pretty transparent and always been really communicative with their community. Throughout this process, the brand had positioned its messaging as transparent, while the inconsistencies continued to accumulate. One of the most notable claims involved the blind blister pack concept. Advisory Board Crystals stated that shipping was delayed in part because they were planning a global, simultaneously delivered across the world all at once to each customer, blah, 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 ensuring customers would see the shoes in person for the first time rather than online, enhancing the customer experience for this truly unforgettable rollout. Recently, that plan was quietly abandoned. Customers were told that due to the Christmas shipping rush, the company was now rushing out to send orders. This was just yesterday. Still keep in mind, no one's confirmed any shipping at all. To date, no verified customer images of the shoes have surfaced, which makes sense for a blind blister pack, but it leaves the question, are they real? Were they manufactured? Or was this all just a big pre-order lie? Even more recently, leaked emails from Puma have surfaced, placing responsibility for the delay on Advisory Board Crystals and confirming that the shoes were treated as a pre-order, not a raffle, completely going against and contradicting what ABC has been telling their customers, like myself, all along. According to these communications, the shoes were never actually held in customs, and meanwhile, multiple customers have confirmed receiving full refunds through their banks after filing disputes, claiming that they think this project was fake from the beginning and that their money was just being used for a huge pre-order scam. At the same time, Advisory Board Crystals has continued to tell customers in direct messages that the shoes have shipped and to stay tuned. Keep in mind this was 5.5 weeks ago when they updated us about the shipping, and that was the second email that any of us had received in over 6 months. This level of discrepancy poses a serious risk to customer trust in the brand credibility itself, especially being such a small and growing brand. After holding consumer funds for nearly half a year, the most important step forward is clarity, not shifting narratives. And that's all they've done this entire time. Transparency at the stage means clearly explaining what happened, when it happened, and why. For those of you like me who have waited it out for over 6 months now, we're looking forward to getting those tracking numbers in our email any day. I have seen rumors online that people are starting to receive tracking numbers. However, they have confirmed that they haven't been received by USPS or by any other delivery mail service. So that leaves the question. Are they actually going to ship soon, or are they still playing with our money? Let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you're still thugging it out waiting for your pair, or if you got your refund. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe out there.